The psychology of dependency. No chain is stronger than the belief that one cannot stand alone. Dependency does not begin with economics. It begins with mindset. Before resources are surrendered, confidence is surrendered. Before sovereignty weakens externally, conviction weakens internally. Dependency is not always forced. Sometimes it is chosen. Chosen through convenience, chosen through fear, chosen through lack of preparation. A nation may be politically independent and still psychologically dependent, and psychological dependency is the most dangerous form. Part 1. The root of dependency. Dependency begins when a people doubt their capacity, when they assume solutions must come from elsewhere, when they believe progress requires external rescue. External partnership is not weakness, but habitual reliance is. If initiative declines, dependence increases. If innovation stalls, reliance grows. When responsibility shifts outward, control shifts outward. Control determines direction. Direction determines destiny. Part 2. Comfort in reliance. Dependency can feel comfortable. Assistance reduces immediate pressure. External support fills temporary gaps. But comfort can disguise vulnerability. If a nation grows accustomed to external solutions, internal capacity weakens. Skill development slows. Innovation becomes secondary. Self-confidence erodes quietly. Over time, dependence becomes normalized. Normalized dependence becomes structural weakness. Part 3. Economic dependency. Economic dependency is often subtle. Importing essential goods without developing domestic production, borrowing without productive expansion, relying heavily on a single export commodity. When revenue depends on one source, volatility becomes threat. When critical goods must be imported consistently, negotiation power declines. Economic dependency reduces flexibility. Flexibility determines resilience. Resilience protects sovereignty. A dependent economy reacts. A sovereign economy anticipates. Part 4. Institutional dependency. Institutions may become reliant on external expertise. Consultants replacing local capacity. Foreign guidance replacing domestic planning. External funding shaping internal priorities. Assistance can accelerate development, but long-term reliance without knowledge transfer weakens institutional maturity. Capacity must be internalized. Skill must be transferred. Planning must be domesticated. Otherwise, progress remains fragile. Part 5. Psychological impact. Dependency affects identity. It fosters inferiority. It encourages comparison rather than creation. It replaces initiative with imitation. When a nation believes it must follow rather than lead, ambition narrows. Ambition narrows opportunity. Opportunity limited reduces innovation. Innovation suppressed reinforces dependency. Belief determines behavior. Behavior determines outcome. Part 6. The role of education. Education either strengthens sovereignty or deepens dependency. If education prepares students only to seek employment abroad, domestic growth weakens. If education fails to align with national needs, productivity suffers. Education must cultivate problem solvers, builders, engineers, thinkers, creators. Skill reduces dependency. Confidence reduces hesitation. Competence strengthens bargaining position. Part 7. Dependency and political decision. Economic reliance influences political posture. A heavily indebted nation negotiates cautiously. A nation dependent on imports may hesitate in policy. A nation reliant on external aid may compromise autonomy. Strategic independence requires diversified strength. Diversification spreads risk. Reduced risk increases confidence. Confidence influences diplomacy. Diplomacy conducted from strength protects sovereignty. Part 8. The illusion of quick fixes. Dependency often arises from desire for quick solutions. External borrowing accelerates infrastructure. Imported expertise accelerates reform. But if quick fixes replace structural reform, fragility increases. Long-term independence requires patience. Internal capacity requires time. Time invested in development reduces future vulnerability. Shortcuts may deliver speed, but speed without foundation produces instability. Part 9, cultural dependency. Cultural dependency is subtle, imitating external standards without critical evaluation, adopting values without context, measuring success solely by external approval. A confident culture adapts selectively. It preserves identity. It integrates knowledge strategically. Imitation without reflection weakens authenticity. Authenticity strengthens identity. Identity strengthens cohesion. Cohesion reinforces stability. Part 10, breaking the cycle. Dependency can be reversed, but it requires discipline, investment in skill, investment in infrastructure, investment in research, investment in governance efficiency. It requires long-term thinking. It requires sacrifice. It requires resisting comfort. It requires confronting inefficiency. Breaking dependency is gradual. It is strategic. It is intentional. Part 11, partnership without submission. Sovereignty does not require isolation. Trade benefits growth. Cooperation accelerates innovation. But partnership must be balanced. Balanced agreements protect long-term interests. Knowledge transfer must be prioritized. Domestic industries must be strengthened. Negotiation must be informed. Strength encourages fair partnership. Weakness invites unequal terms. Preparation determines outcome. Part 12, internal confidence. Confidence grows from competence. Competence grows from preparation. Preparation grows from discipline. Discipline grows from mindset. A nation confident in its capacity invests internally. It plans carefully. It diversifies strategically. It values productivity. It prioritizes resilience. Resilience reduces fear. Fear fuels dependency. Confidence reduces fear. Part 13, responsibility and self-reliance. Dependency thrives where responsibility declines. If citizens wait for government to solve every problem, initiative fades. If institutions wait for external assistance to correct inefficiency, reform slows. Shared responsibility strengthens independence. Local initiative stimulates national growth. Entrepreneurship reduces reliance. Innovation reduces vulnerability. Self-reliance is collective effort. Part Chetrapa Smith, long-term strength. True independence is not achieved once. It is maintained. Maintained through discipline. Maintained through vigilance. Maintained through strategic investment. Maintained through internal development. Dependency may offer temporary ease, but sovereignty demands sustained effort. The choice is gradual comfort or durable strength. Comfort weakens quietly. Strength builds patiently. Final charge. Examine mindset, strengthen skill, diversify economy, build institutions, educate strategically, invest internally, negotiate confidently, reject inferiority, reject complacency, reject habitual reliance, because sovereignty begins in belief. Belief shapes preparation. Preparation shapes capacity. Capacity shapes power. And power secured internally cannot be easily diminished. Break dependency, build strength. The work continues.